for this meeting as authorized by sections 551.001 through 551.084 of the Texas Government Code, the Texas Open Meetings Act. Should the board determine that any final action, final decision, or final vote be required with regard to any matter considered in such closed or executive meeting or session, then such final action, final decision, or final vote shall be at either this public meeting upon the reconvening of this public meeting, or at a subsequent public meeting of the board upon notice thereof, as the board shall determine. A closed executive meeting of the board will now be held. The time is 5:10 p.m. Is now in open session. The time is 5:40 p.m. I will entertain motions on the items covered in executive session. Is there a motion to improve the employment contractual personnel?
I, Wanda Johnson, move we approve the employment of contractual personnel as presented.
I, Ramon Garza, second the motion.
A motion was made by Wanda Johnson and seconded by Ramon Garza. All in favor? The motion carried 7-0 with no abstentions. A quorum is present. I will now call this public meeting to order. The time is 5:40 p.m. Ms. Ida Schultze, Executive Director of Financial and Treasury, will conduct a public hearing to discuss the first annual financial management report.
Good evening, Mr. President, Dr. Moore, Cabinet and Board of Trustees. I'm here tonight to present to y'all the Schools First report. And if you'll bear with me while I get there. The Schools First report for 2023, which is based on the 2022 financial data. For ease of delivery, I've broken up tonight's presentation into three components. First, we'll have a brief overview of what Schools First represents. Second, we'll look at the components of the critical indicators in the management report. And third, we'll look at the rating for the year. Schools First is essentially a report card of the school district's financial health. It assigns a letter grade of A through F, much like the report cards we get for our students. FIRST is an acronym for Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas. It was developed by TEA in 1999 and first put into practice in the school year of 2002. It uses our PEIMS submissions and our actual expenditures and revenue data to answer critical components and receive a score. I am so sorry. There are pop-ups on this. And to receive a score of our financial health. There's 20 indicators originally in the system, but only 16 of those indicators remain active at this time. The information that I'm going to report to you tonight, because it lags for a year, will be based on the 21-22 financial data for the district. The 20 performance indicators that were developed can be broken down into three parts: critical financial components, financial solvency, and financial competency. The indicators are rated differently. Questions 1 through 5 are yes-no, simple yes-no questions, but they are critical indicators which involve our annual financial reports and our audit. They deal with governmental and financial postings and our debt reporting and our compliance with our debt agreements. They're critical because a single no response to any one of the questions would result in a negative and a failure of the report for the district as a whole. Questions 6 through 20 deal with financial solvency and competency. Each one of these questions is worth 10 points for a total of 100 points. And then they use that rubric to develop a letter grade for us based on the score. According to the regulations of School First, we must hold a public hearing each year within 60 days of TEA's release of the final ratings, and we must prepare an annual financial management report for the district. We put this annual financial report on the website under the Financial Transparency website, so it's easy to find and it's open to the public. The report itself will communicate the overall rating for the financial management rating. It also goes into detail for each of the 20 indicators. It will show how it's calculated and why that particular indicator is critical to our financial health and used as a management for financial health. The report has required disclosures that we must make open to the public. We report any gifts received in excess of $250 from a vendor, and it reports any related party transactions between a board trustee or the superintendent and the district itself. We provide information on the superintendent's income, and a copy of the superintendent's contract is included in the financial management report on the website. We also, I can tell you that, and I'm sorry, y'all, my notes are covered, so I'm basing it off what I'm seeing up there. There was no outside income reported by the superintendent for the year under review. And finally, we report on reimbursements made to the trustees or the superintendent and any payments made on your behalf. I can tell you that the bulk of all of these reimbursements would be related to registration fees and travel costs related to conferences that you attend or to business-related events that you attend. Just throwing me off. So I'm proud to tell y'all that for 2022, our performance rating was 98 out of 100 points. So we have a superior rating. That's an A on our report card, and that's an improvement of 2 points over last year. So we're very proud of that score. So. That concludes my thrown-together report. I'm sorry about that. But I do want to thank y'all for the support you showed to the business office. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to address those.
So 96 last year, 98 this year, 100 next year?
That would be our goal. We'll work on that. Yes. Yes. Questions? Is that good? I do need to open it to the public. Any questions? Okay. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, Ms. Schulze. The public hearing is adjourned. The time is 5:47 p.m. The meeting will reconvene at 6 p.m. for the regular meeting. Trustees of Galena Park Independent School District is now convened in a regular meeting on November 13th, 2023, in the Administration Building of Galena Park Independent School District, the address of which is 14705 Woodforest Boulevard, Houston, Texas 77015. The time is 6 p.m. I want to welcome the members of the audience to this meeting of the Board of Trustees. As the Galena Park I.S.D. Board of Trustees, we are here to set goals, listen to reports from the superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and make policy for the district. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the district are the responsibility of the superintendent. We have policies and procedures in place to resolve concerns and issues. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. Prior to this meeting, board members received information related to items on tonight's agenda. Agenda items will not necessarily be handled in the order listed on the notice. The meeting is open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. During the course of this meeting, the board may determine that a closed session is necessary. In that event, the board will meet in closed session to consider matters duly posted for this meeting as permitted by Section 551.071 to 551.084, inclusive of the Texas Government Code. I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking and that cell phones are turned off or in silent mode. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening and for your interest in the Galena Park Independent School District. We have no public comments for posted agenda items today. Patrons who are duly registered per BED local may address the board regarding matters of concern or interest to the district, other than the character of any student, staff, or board member. I would like to remind the audience that the comments of the speakers reflect their own positions or opinions. The board may not discuss or act upon any matter that is not listed under the action item portion of the agenda. Therefore, board members may not discuss the comments of speakers. Please understand that the lack of response from the board does not indicate agreement or approval of the comments. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes to address the board. The vice president of the board will be the designated timekeeper. Ms. Tammy Harris, will you please step up to the podium?
Good evening. I'm standing here before you as a very concerned parent. Our daughter attends an elementary school here at Galena Park. She's an AB student. This year she's been accepted into the GT program UIL after school, and she's won the Veterans Day essay contest and was elected to be recorded to represent Galena Park I.S.D. District and Veterans Day. We do not have problems with her, but for the past 3 years, this same teacher has a problem with her. She's always picking on her. On October the 13th, I received a call from a particular teacher that informed me that I had a child with an attitude problem. I asked her, "Excuse me?" She said that our daughter was not participating in class. I spoke to our daughter. She told me that she did not like this particular class due to the teacher. I had a conversation with her about that. But what the teacher did not tell me is that she was yelling at our daughter, pointing her finger in her face, and spitting on her face. Since then, our daughter has become sick, and she's afraid of the teacher, and I'm afraid for her safety and health. Her bodily fluids was on my child's face. This means she was in her personal space. When my daughter started to cry, she felt humiliated and offended and embarrassed. Then the teacher ground her teeth together and told her to get to class. We do not yell at our kids. I do not spit on my kid's face either. This is disrespectful from a teacher and a professional. Now, since this incident, Bethany cannot go to class. She's sorry about that. She's afraid is afraid and is going to be yelled at. Yelling at her in front of her peers is unacceptable. Everyone's seen her cry. There are other students that were involved, but our daughter was the one that was called out. Since this incident, every little thing she's being picked on. The school is retaliating against her, I feel. And please do not understand me, she is not perfect. None of us are. Since then, there has been another incident from another teacher that our daughter was asked to get a drink because she has been sick, and the medicine made her mouth dry. She was told to be quiet and to sit down. She had an upper respiratory infection, and the medication already said that. I told her, just do what the teacher asked her to do at any time, and to ask again if she ever got a drink of water. Her teacher said she would tell other teachers, the teacher was told by other teachers that she needed to get a drink of water, that everyone would know about her situation. But this one teacher denied her medical attention. And I want to thank everyone for hearing me out. I'm sorry I'm nervous, and I hope that I can get this matter resolved.
Thank you, Ms. Harris. Tonight's invocation will be presented by Wanda Johnson, and the pledges of the American and Texas flags will be led by Galena Park Middle School, Army LOTC. Please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, be with us in our discussions and guide our decisions so we always do what is right and just and serve worthily those who rely on us to focus the vision, set the agenda, and ensure the viability of this district. May our service bring you glory, you who are our loving God and merciful Lord, now and forever. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. You may be seated. We will now move on to this evening's special recognition portion of the agenda. Dr. Moore.
Okay, welcome everybody. Great to see we got a full house tonight. We have Jacinta City Councilwoman Carmela Garcia is here. Y'all please welcome her. I'm not positive. I don't think she's here in her other political role. I think she's here for her elementary school, but she's still here and she still is part of that city council, so we want to recognize her. But it's great to see everybody out tonight. We're coming up on holiday season. I want everybody to remember during holiday season, those of us that are in situations where we have plenty, it's time to share, right? To those who may not have plenty. And you know, there's lots of ways in our school district to do that. So if you need any information on that, just ask somebody. We can all help you out.
Good evening. Trustee Noah Esparza will assist with tonight's recognitions. Galena Park I.S.D. would like to first recognize Dr. Medhat El Nahas. Dr. Nahas, please join us on stage. Mr. Bryant, please join us on stage. Dr. Nahas is a mechanical engineer, technology professor at the University of Houston, and he volunteered his time to share career-focused insight with the members of North Shore Senior High 10th Grade Center's Men of Greatness Boys Club. Mr. Bryant and Mr. Turner, I know Mr. Turner is lining up for his second recognition. Please join us on stage, if you can hear me, Mr. Turner. We want to let Mr. Turner get a picture real quick. But thank you, Dr. Nahas, for your partnership in building a connection with an industry professional. Thank you again. Next, we have a very large group, so bear with us, but it's for a great reason. Galena Park I.S.D. is excited to also recognize the Boys and Girls Clubs on every campus for receiving the 2023 Character.org Promising Practices Award. So at this time, I'm going to call each person up. Please hold your applause until everyone's name has been called. Ms. Vanessa Squirrel, the director for our Boys and Girls Clubs. Shadeen Aaron, Kwame Anderson, Shava Barrett, LaPria Cashaw, Jessica Luna Cruz, Latasha Farley, Cora Fowler, Carmela Garcia, Desi Gibson, Trinidad Contreras, Tierra Green, Maria Hernandez, Mai Hernandez, Janice Hunter, Ebony Johnson, Jennifer Kelly, Sharon Ledger, Brian Lloyd, Roxanne McCabe, David Mamet, Elsie Martinez, Jason Miller, Christina Parga, Tierra Peacock, Carl Pope, Jose Razo, Luis Ray, Chris Rodriguez, Candace Rogers, Ernesto Saldana, Karina Scott, Christopher Sherrard, Sherry Sweet, Joseph Torres, Dwayne Turner, Kenise Washington, Lakeisha Washington, Brittany Winston, Alan Zamaron, Kayla Rosales, Patricia Gordwin, Damika Bookman, Ebony Long, Luis Villada. Please give our Boys and Girls Club sponsors a round of applause. To our club sponsors, thank you for your efforts to move from conventional practices by developing and implementing innovative approaches to Character.org's 11 Principles Framework for Schools. Congratulations to each of you, your programs, and your campuses. Principals, please join them on stage for a photo. Come on, quickly, fit in. Yeah, just. Y'all gotta go to the other side. Some gotta go to the other side. Tall people to the back. Go that side, Marcus, the other side, Marcus. Get on your tippy toes. This concludes this evening's portion of the recognitions. Thank you.
Any board member may make a comment during this portion of the agenda without prior posting being required. Comment items may not pertain to the character of any student, staff, or board member, or may not be discussed or deliberated upon at this time. Does anyone have a comment?
I would just like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving next week and enjoy your week off.
Anybody else? All right. Thank you. Ms. Michelle Cavazos, principal of Sam Houston Elementary School, will present the academic spotlight with the video highlighting some of the outstanding programs and initiatives at Sam Houston Elementary School.
Good evening, President Noe Esparza, Board of Trustees, Dr. Moore, Cabinet. I'm Michelle Cavazos, the proud principal of Sam Houston Elementary School, and tonight I'm going to be showcasing some amazing things that are happening at Sam Houston. I would like to take this moment to introduce my team, our team Sam, if you can please stand. This is the team that I am blessed to get to do this hard work with, and it's very excited to get to do this. So tonight's presentation is a video highlighting a sampling of life as a SamRam. Please enjoy. Hello, I am Michelle Cavazos, the proud principal of Sam Houston Elementary, where our motto is every child, every day with excellence. Our mission is to create a nurturing community that embraces the whole child and focusing on the infinite potential in every student. We aim each day to develop creative problem solvers, academic scholars, resilient learners, global citizens, and compassionate collaborators who work together to build a better future. It is our pleasure to highlight a few ways we reach every child every day. Follow me as we take a glimpse into the life of a SamRam through Strong Start, student activities, and our dual language program.
Strong Start is our daily morning routines and practices that every child experiences to get their day started on the right track. Students participate in 4 different activities, including purposeful partnering, community building, breathe and focus, and goal setting. Each of these practices build teacher-student relationships, classroom community, and allows students to get a strong start to their morning each day. Students have come to look forward to their morning routines.
We want our students to be productive citizens at the end of this. We want them to know how to communicate with others, how to work with others. It also teaches them how to be compassionate and honest and the importance of perseverance in difficult situations. We love them and they love us, and so we just want to care for their future.
We take pride in providing opportunities and experiences for our students. Our student clubs and organizations foster a diverse and enriching educational experience for students. These extracurricular activities serve as platforms where young minds can explore their interests, develop new skills, and build strong, positive relationships with peers who share similar passions. Additionally, these organizations and experiences encourage teamwork, leadership, and responsibility, preparing students for the challenges they will face in their academic and personal lives, all while building well-rounded individuals who are not only academically proficient, but also fostering an environment where young learners can thrive and develop into future leaders.
The boys and the girls clubs, they help instill in the boys and the girls various character traits like respect, courage, honesty, service to others. We do that through group activities. Through these activities, we hope that they'll learn that they have these qualities within themselves and to recognize that and to recognize these qualities in others.
What makes boys clubs so special is it being a lot of fun and where you get along with a lot of people who are different than you, and you can share some things, and whatever you learn, you can take it with you for the future.
One thing I'm gonna like about being in the Little Miss Club is that I'm gonna learn so much from it because it's really about how being responsible, respectful, compassion, and learning. And I think I really need to learn how to be a little bit more responsible. So I really want to learn how to be responsible in Little Miss. And I know lots of people there, so it won't be a problem of making friends.
The Student Advisory Board is a group of students that get together and they're able to discuss with the principal what's going on in the school. You know, if we need some input from the students, they're able to give their input as well.
I like participating in the Student Advisory because I get to do a lot of fun activities and I could make the school like a better place for everyone to learn, and I could even maybe make a student have a better learning experience than I do right now.
In the student advisory, we give ideas to Ms. Cavazos, so maybe she can improve the school, and we could also tell her ideas we don't really like that she puts. Some ideas I think that are really good is the book parade. It gives us I like how it is in general. It's really fun. Another thing I really like is the enrichments, because not a lot of schools get to have them.
Our Book Character Parade is an annual event that we have here at Sam Houston Elementary. It is a time where we highlight reading. Reading is so important, but reading is also fun. So it's a time that we use to show students how fun reading can be. Students they're able to choose their favorite book character, and then they're able to bring it to life. So we see all these live characters walking down our hallways. And it's so important because it also introduces students to other new characters that they didn't know were there. It makes my heart so happy. It makes my heart full seeing that it's a family kind of event, so they work together in creating this character come to life.
The students really enjoy this day because they get to express themselves. They get to express how they want to dress. They get to show what kind of personality they have through the books they read. Some like anime, some like fantasy, some like just different characters. And sometimes they team up and some do individuals and some team up as friends and do a group.
My favorite part about it was seeing my parents and my siblings and walking around the parking lot. It was very cool. Today the parade was awesome. I saw a bunch of people dressed up in costumes that they would never dress up in before. It was basically like Halloween, but with books.
So Medal of Honor is an award ceremony that we have every month here, and basically we're celebrating students for their good character, responsibility, compassion, tolerance, Those are all things that we feel are very important. It's nice that we celebrate students for their academic achievements, but it's also important that we celebrate those good character traits as well.
I was so surprised with my mom because because my mom was there and my little brother was there. I was so excited to see my parents when I was on stage, when they answered my name.
Our one-way dual language program is essential for our students as it provides them with a unique opportunity to become proficient in 2 languages. The program also fosters cultural awareness and empathy by exposing students to different world views and promoting a deeper understanding of diverse communities. We are proud of our students for their accomplishments, one being their success at the District Dual Language Academic Competition, where they won 1st and 3rd place during 2 different years. Ultimately, our dual language program equips students with a valuable set of skills and knowledge that can open doors and bridge cultural gaps, making them more well-rounded and adaptable individuals in our world.
The things I like about dual language is we can learn how to speak Spanish and English at the same time.
Just in case if some people don't know Spanish but they know English, you can help them out in their Spanish reading or in their math problems, and you can translate what it's saying. Or if they know Spanish but not English, you can also translate it in Spanish.
They don't know Spanish, but they know English. I also know how to talk English. That will help me a lot better to learn something new.
I believe the dual language program is very important because it is a huge part of our culture, and it is important for the students to retain their home language. In the long run, it's also beneficial because when you go into the workforce or just anywhere out in the world, it's better to know 2 languages.
Thank you for your time and taking a glimpse into the life as a Sam Ram. I want to thank our GPISD School Board, Cabinet, and Superintendent Dr. Moore for allowing us the opportunity to spotlight the great things happening at Sam Houston Elementary, as well as your continued support for our schools. I want to also thank our students, teachers, staff, Sam Ram families, and school community for their continued dedication to our mission and making Sam Houston an amazing place to learn and grow. Our students continue to rise in academics, extracurricular, and social-emotional development. Their success is attributed to the compassionate educators that serve our Sam Houston community. Thank you again for this time to allow us to share Sam Houston with you. And at this time, if you have any questions for me. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Cavazos. Fantastic presentation. We now come to the business portion of tonight's meeting. We invite and encourage you to stay for the remainder of the meeting. However, if you need to leave early, we understand, and this is a convenient time to do so. We appreciate your attendance. Please come again. III, Senior Director for Facilities Planning and Construction, will provide a 2016 bond program and facilities construction update.
Good evening, President Esparza, Board, Dr. Moore, and Cabinet, and hello again too, I guess. Real quick, we'll run through our construction projects. Of course, on the left is Pyburn, and that's the front entrance. So we're wrapping that up very nicely. You see the brick going in, but more importantly, the windows are in, as I've talked about. So very happy to see the windows going in at Pyburn. And then lots of windows on this project, Galena Park High School Phase 2. Yes, those are platforms, and chillers are going to go up on those. That service yard is so small, we had to elevate the chillers. Wow. So they're going to be up in the air. And then in the picture on the right, the stock for the welding shop. That's their outdoor storage area. So they get a little bit of cover on that, and happy to see that going together very nicely. And then several months ago, you all delegated authority for our negative change orders, and I was to report on that. So here's our reports on our negative change orders on our ESSER 2 projects. We closed out this summer. You're all accustomed to seeing that. A little bit different format this month, but. And then we have an ESSER 3 project under construction, Tice. We just waited for the weather to get better, lower temperatures, because we have to take a chiller, remove it, and remove the cooling tower. And didn't want to do that last week when it was 85 for a couple days. So that demolition will start in earnest here very shortly for replacing those chillers in the cooling tower at Tyson and HVAC controls. What questions might you all have? Thank you all.
Thank you, Sonny. We will now move on to new business. Is there a motion to approve Senate Bill 763 and Section 23.001 of the Texas Education Code regarding chaplains and volunteers to provide support service and programs for students?
I, Norma Hernandez, move we approve Senate Bill 763 and Section 23.001 of the Texas Education Code as presented.
I, Jose Jimenez, second that motion.
A motion was made by Norma Hernandez and seconded by Jose Jimenez. All in favor? The motion carried 7-0 with no abstentions. With respect to the general consent agenda, do we want to remove any item for a separate vote or take the agenda as is?
I, Adrian Stevens, move we approve the general consent agenda as presented.
I, Ramon Garza, second the motion.
A motion was made by Adrian Stevens and seconded by Ramon Garza. All in favor? The motion carries 7-0 with no abstentions. With respect to the construction consent agenda, do we want to remove any items for a separate vote or take the agenda as is?
Wanda Johnson move, sorry about that. Wanda Johnson move we approve the construction consent agenda as presented.
I, Norma Hernandez, second the motion.
A motion was made by Wanda Johnson and seconded by Norma Hernandez. All in favor? The motion carries 7-0 with no abstentions. With respect to the final consent agenda, do we want to remove any item for a separate vote or take the agenda as is?
I, Adrian Stevens, move we approve the financial consent agenda as presented.
I, Jose Jimenez, second the motion.
A motion was made by Adrian Stevens and seconded by Jose Jimenez. All in favor? The motion carried 7-0 with 0 abstentions. The following documents were presented to the board for information. Dr. Sonia Nizey, Chief Financial Officer and Deputy Superintendent for Operational Support, presented tax collection report for September 2023. Number 2, 2016 bond program financial report as of September 30th, 2023. 3, annual investment report for the period of September 1st, 2022 through August 31st, 2023. B, Mrs. Elizabeth Lader, Deputy Superintendent for Educational Support and School Administration, presented 1, 2023-2024 Gifted and Talented Enrollment Report. 2, Early Head Start Policy Council meeting minutes from September 2023. 3, Early Head Start Update and Fund 205 Expenditure Report Summary from August 2023. And 4, Early Head Start Update and Fund 205 Expenditure Report Summary from September 2023. There being no other business before the board at this time, the meeting is adjourned. The time is 6:34 p.m.